Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. In the last class, we have seen the introduction of this Dhyana Yoga, or which is called as the Atma-Samyama Yogam. Just I will remind you the important few points, then we'll proceed further today. Meditation is not for what? There we saw the three things. One is meditation is not meant for this self-realization. Meditation is not meant for the knowledge of the self. Meditation is not meant for to get some extraordinary and alaukika any kind of experience, mystic experience. So these are all not, meditation is not meant for these things. Then meditation is for what? Meditation is meant for to purify the mind and to get the concentration of the mind. Because a pure and a concentrated mind alone becomes eligible for receiving the Tattva Gnanam, the teaching of the Shastra, Upanishads. So, this meditation is meant for this purpose, purifying the mind and making the mind single pointed. For that purpose, the Shastra prescribes, here in Gita also, Krishna from the beginning, the second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, in and through, we saw the two things undercurrent like they are coming. One is Karma Yoga and the second one is Upasana Yoga. They both go together actually, and even in fact the Jnana Yoga also should go together only. There is no any time limit like now I finish my graduation, so I will go to the post graduation, then I will go to the PhD, not like that. But the amount of time and the quality of the time and mind which you give, it differs because of your different responsibilities and commitments in the life. So, what are the two stages or the practices given for Chitta Shuddhi, mental purification, the Karma Yoga given? And the concentration for the concentration of the mind, the Upasana Yoga as given. So now here, being it is the topic of the meditation, now we will see, so if the meditation is meant for purification of the mind and concentration of the mind, throughout the life we have to do the same thing? No. There is a first stage of meditation which we call it as a Upasana meditation. Before you become a very eligible person and enter into the Gnana Yoga. Once if you are thoroughly convinced about the Gnana Yoga and this is the path which I have to walk finally, even though I walk through Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga or whatever Raja Yoga, but ultimately I must come and land on this, the highway, the Gnana Yoga. If I convince and if I now came onto this path of Gnana Yoga, now my first job of that Upasana Yoga is can be continued, not immediately, we won't stop, but anyhow, that is the pre-step of the Gnana or along with the Gnana Sadhana. That means, what is the Gnana Sadhana? When you started listening Shravanam and when you are doing Mananam, even the Upasana of the Ishta Devata, Saguna Aradhana Upasana can continue for some time. Then afterwards, more and more, when you become matured and started assimilating this knowledge, then slowly you will adopt a second stage or the higher step of the meditation, which is called Nididhyasanam, Vedantic meditation. So one meditation is before you become mature and before you enter into the Gnana Yoga. And while even you are walking, started just Gnana Yoga, Shravanam part. Gnana Yoga means understand. Shravanam. There, Upasana means we say puja, punaskaram, all these things. But what do you mean by Gnana Yoga? Gnana Yoga means you spend more time and involve in the listening of scriptures. So all these points we have discussed in the last class. You have to surrender to some teacher, and then the teacher will show the mirror of the Shastra, and then only we know how to understand and study, listen the Shastra. So we need a proper guide to guide us in the path of this knowledge. So the second stage is Nididhyasana or Vedantic meditation. Now, after saying all this, in the conclusion, I told even the Nididhyasana can be taken into two steps. One is the alert living is itself is called Nididhyasanam. That means Vedanta friendly living. In fact, what do you mean by yoga? Alert living is called yoga. What is the alertness? Simple example. We can say if this person is a leading a alert life or not, alert living, how he keeps his shoes or the chappals in the outside. By seeing that, we can discover and know that this person having alert living or not. So simple, but it makes a big difference. So not that it is a discipline. Yes, inner discipline is required. What do you mean by discipline? Alert living is called discipline. What do you mean by yoga? Alert living is called yoga. What do you mean by spiritual lifestyle? Alert living is called spiritual lifestyle. So this alert living is Vedanta friendly living. That means after you start listening, now 5 chapters we heard. Okay, in 5 chapters itself, each chapter is full by itself, complete by itself. If you have received the knowledge properly, if you have assimilated the knowledge that what Lord Krishna taught, then that knowledge should be useful for us in a day-to-day life when we are interacting, when you are in the crisis, when you are facing the problems. And being we need a very, very refined mind to grasp the teaching of the Upanishads. tattvam, that mind should be not only the meaning of the pure mind means a peaceful mind. So the peace of the mind, the peace of my mind should not be in the other's hands, should not be in the hands of the situations or the people around us. So never postpone your peace of mind. So watchfully, alertly, let us maintain the peace of our mind. At any cost, we should not lose our peace of mind. Never compromise with your peace of mind. Never keep the key of your peace of mind in the other's pocket. So, if these things are all observed, to observe these things, we need not to close the eyes and sit. You can close the eyes and sit sometime, but that's why we said it is alert living, not alert sitting by closing the eyes. I didn't say that. Then another part of this nididhyasanam is, for example, exclusively I sit for some time and I recollect the knowledge which I have learned from my teacher, and that knowledge, am I getting the benefit of that knowledge, the phalam of that knowledge? Okay, that I must check it. If that phalam is, I enjoying the phalam result of that gnanam knowledge, what should be the condition of my mind? what is the what is the opinion about myself? Because Shastra given a different opinion about myself, which I am thinking in a different way before, but now it changed my vision. So exclusively self opinion revision meditation. I told last class also, self opinion revision, re-engineering, okay, uh, cultivating the positive opinion about myself. Why to do that? The knowledge already I received. I know Shastra is telling that I am the Atma, I am Amritam, I am Nityam, I am all pervading and all that. If I am really that, then why I still getting the disturbance of the mind and identify with the body mind complex and again get lost again and again? That is because of our habitual thinking. Now, so meditation, nididhyasanam, Vedantic meditation, after you study and listen the Shastra, doing meditation is exclusively, purely meant for uh, to gain the phalam of that knowledge, and I re-change, revision my opinion about myself, the wrong notions or the habitual thinking, that is called generally viparita bhavana. So this is the real higher main purpose of the meditation. For that, whether we have to close the eyes or we have to open the eyes, we have to do this much time, that much time, it differs and it doesn't matter. But understand what exactly you are going to do, what you are supposed to do. So up to this we heard in the last class, and so let us be very clear about these 2 points. Meditation after the knowledge is not meant for Brahma Anubhava. That is also must be clear. Then meditation after Shravanam and gaining the knowledge about the self and that, then meditation is not meant for, okay, I heard so many years, I heard so much, but now let me do meditation for Brahma Anubhava. No, it is wrong. Brahma Anubhava is already is there. What Shastra is telling, you need not to try and seek and struggle for the Brahma Anubhava separately. That Anubhava is happening, you are that. So, then Brahma Anubhava, don't wait for that and don't do meditation for that. Then, what for? Only to remove your wrong notion and the habitual thinking, Viparita Bhavana. Or to say, to experience the Jnana Phalam. Or we will call it as the assimilation of the Jnanam. Or we call it as the Jnana Nishtha. Or we will call it as the Jivan Mukta Sthiti. Altogether, what you mean, sir, about by saying so many? Fearlessness, security, happiness, peace, these are all the Jnana Phalam. They didn't come from outside, please remember. They didn't come from outside. You are invented that they are there within you. Your essential nature itself is the happiness. Your essential nature itself is you are the peace and you are the security for yourself. You are giving security for this entire universe, in fact. So you need not to beg for these three things outside. It should be very clear. Okay. So these are all the Gnana Phalam. Now, after understanding all this, now before entering into the original shlokas, still few more points we have to think. One is this entire sixth chapter. I think it consisting of 49 shlokas nearly. All these shlokas conveying all together what is the output. The output can be classified and seen in five subheadings. Five subheadings. The one is first one, general preparation for meditation. General preparation for meditation. What it means? That means learning the art of keeping the mind in a balance. Learning the art of or learning the art of keeping the mind in harmony, samatvam. Okay. There are out of so many other conditions, one I am telling. One condition. A precondition. Okay. A precondition of the mind. One is keeping the mind at peace and balance, samatvam. But you should not misunderstand this samatvam, balanced state of mind means it doesn't mean emotionless mind or thoughtless mind or mind is dead. No, it is not like that. Then how to get this samatvam? If you ask this question, Krishna will raise his eyebrows. I already talked to you about the samatvam. I already talked to you. In second chapter, in third chapter, I already explained to you. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Very beautifully, he has given a definition for what you mean by yoga. Samatvam is called yoga. And so, How you will get it? For that only I taught you the Karma Yoga. Through Karma Yoga, you will get the Samatvam. And what do you mean by Karma Yoga and Samatva? Just to recollect, we already discussed a lot. Showing the attention without tension and doing the action without reaction. Or you put in this way. So doing the action without reaction and showing the attention without tension. This is called Samatvam. This is called yoga. That means karma yoga way of life. Karma yoga way of life is the means for samatvam. That is what the total understanding about the second, third chapters, particularly third chapter karma yoga. So now here in this first three shlokas of this chapter, Bhagavan talking about this karma yoga as the samatvam, but in a different way, with a different words. Being it is very important as the one first pre-step, we are talking about under the one subheading, general preparation, the balanced state of the mind. The mind should be peaceful before you are going to sit for meditation. But many people think in a wrong way. My mind is disturbed, so I am agitated, so let me do meditation. A agitated, disturbed mind cannot sit in meditation. What meditation you will do there? Here the preparation is you need a very cooperative, available, peaceful, quiet mind. But see, in the world, generally meditation used meant for to reduce the tension. It will help a little bit. But here the purpose of the meditation is we are not talking about the first basic meditation or upasana meditation. Krishna also is going to talk only about, highlight, emphasize only that the nididhyasana meditation, Vedantic meditation. If that is the purpose, because 5 chapters already the teaching has bombarded. Now he voluntarily taken up this topic of the meditation, because in the 5th chapter ending he simply just introduced three words, three slokas there. Otherwise, apart from that last three slokas of 27, 28, 29, up to 26, the 5th chapter teaching is complete over. It is complete. But it is necessary. Everybody cannot understand. Even I am doubtful about Arjuna whether he grasped properly or not. And I got the chance of teaching now. Let me teach in a detailed and clear manner, which is going to help in the future for all the human beings. That's why today Bhagavad Gita we are listening. So in this way, under these general preparations, the Karma Yoga, Samatvam, the same point Bhagavan is going to highlight and tell in first three shlokas as a preparatory step. Then, so Karma Yoga is a means for the Dhyana Yoga or Gnana Yoga. And we must note another point also. Here, Krishna not divided the shlokas as per these headings which we are seeing now, which I am explaining to you. This is all my extra. Why? Because Krishna spoken these points randomly. Krishna spoken these 5 main points randomly. Okay, so general preparation, then otherwise we can call it as the Bahiranga Sadhanani, external Bahiranga Sadhanani. That means which we are supposed to observe throughout our interaction time, throughout our interaction. Then second heading is specific disciplines, specific, Vishesha Sadhanani. In Sanskrit to say, the first heading is a Samanya Sadhanani. Then second is a specific Sadhanani, which we are supposed to observe just before meditation. Then it will differ person to person. Okay? It differs from person to person. Either time or space or the different things. So that is, then we can call it as the Antaranga Sadhanani. That means a personal, specific Antaranga Sadhanani. Then the third topic is Dhyana Swarupam. What is the exactly nature of this Nididhyasana Dhyanam? Vedantic meditation, how the process, what you are supposed to do there. So, Dhyana Swarupam is the third topic. Then, fourth topic is benefits of the meditation. Benefits of the meditation. What is expected, the phalam from this Vedantic meditation, that results also phalam. Then finally, fifth topic is the obstacles which they come in the middle, and what is the remedy and how to overcome that obstacles. Of course, there are so many. Bhagavan speaks one or two. So like this, totally 5 headings. As I told, Krishna not divided these chapter or the slokas in this manner. Then it is our job, like a postman, sort out the letters to different places. We have to find out this shloka is meant for what. So when that particular shlokas comes, I will tell you. Okay, you need not to worry. Then you will know it. But so by dividing this entire topic like this, we will get a very clear vision and very easy to understand for that purpose only. Then another reason why Krishna, as I told you, he didn't expect that suddenly Arjuna will ask the question. I will go to this kind of mental state and he will ask the question and I have to teach him. Krishna never expected. That's why he didn't come with preparation. Like us, we all prepare what to say next class, what is what. Of course, okay. Anyhow, but Lord, the preparation is not required, but the time span is very less there. So he is spoken randomly, and now we are sorting out. That's it. So, general preparation I am explaining. In that, learning of these things, samatvam, all these things are there. Okay. Now, with this background, now we'll enter into the first shloka. अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम् कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः. So Krishna giving in this first 3 shlokas, as I told you, about the importance of the karma yoga, how the karma yoga useful for bringing the samatvam in the mind, that all he is telling with a different with different words, the definition for karma yoga. Now, before going to the word to word meaning, as we just discussed, I heard so much, okay, few months, few years, so much about this textbook, that textbook, 5 chapters, all that. We heard so much. It is like this, but it is not uh, information I gathered, but there is no transformation in me. If the information is properly received, definitely the transformation should take place. Otherwise, the information only become a intellectual burden if that is not useful. Sometimes it will overflow. Sometimes it won't helpful at all. How? For example, I have a big overhead tank. By switch on the motor in the ground floor, the water goes up within 15 minutes or half an hour. The tank will get filled. Then after the tank gets filled, I know it is filled because every day I am doing that, and it is overflowing also. Many times I saw in this particular period of time. But I came and opened the tap in my bathroom or garden area. For my surprise, the water is not coming. Water is there, full of tank, and the tap is also open, but no water is coming. That means what? There is a block in the pipe somewhere. Exactly like that. The knowledge is heard so many about the scriptures and all that for many years, but still that is not giving any result or the phalam. My previous lifestyle, the habitual thinking is continuing. Still, I will feel myself a miserable person. Still, I will feel myself as a useless person. And I think myself I am like a doormat for everybody. I am a small. I am caught up in this. My fate is like this. I cannot escape from this. Simply this Bhagavad Gita and all that, they give lectures, upanyasam and all that. And I don't think so. This is helpful for the practical life. So even some Krishna said like this. I thought Bhagavad Gita means something like a Bhagavata story. And then we will start doubting the Krishna also. We may lose the devotion on the Krishna also. No, no, anyhow, I don't want this Bhagavad Gita and all that. It's very difficult to understand and implement. I will simply buy a Tulasi Mala for 10 rupees and I will go to the Lord Narayana's temple and I will put it. It's simple, easy. No. By skipping the Shravanam and all that, if you go to the Lord Narayana, you know what he will tell? He won't help us. It won't work. Even though suppose if he appears and talks to us, he will tell that, my dear, what you are doing? I provided a human life to you. I provided the Guru. I provided the Shastra. I spoken from my own mouth this Bhagavad Gita. Have you heard any time? No. Now I am very old. I am on a deathbed. Okay, never mind. Being you have done some puja and punaskara, I will give you again human birth. But you go to the class. This only Lord will tell if at all He appears and talks to us. So please understand, friends, what Lord exactly wants us to do. In the entire Bhagavad Gita, He never said, or He is not going to say, even in a single place, you worship this particular Lord. You worship in this particular way. You go to that place, you go to this place, you do this many times of pradakshina, you do this mantra japa, all nothing. He is not going to say any such kind of things. Then what is teaching? What he wants us to teach? That is, recognize and know who you are really. There is no difference between me and you. There are no two you and me. There is one. That is the Atma. That is the Satchit Anandam. You know that. So Lord wants from us, asking us to learn and know this truth. Nothing else. All other things which we are created and we are imagining and we ourselves created, and all the things are only uh, give a satisfaction to you that I am religious, I am a devotee. But a real devotee will listen to the Lord. So for example, I love Krishna, I am a devotee of the Krishna. Is it not my duty or responsibility to listen what Krishna spoke? I am interested to listen what Krishna did the childhood sports and all that, Bala Leelas, and this story, that story. But finally, the purpose of his avatara coming down is meant for what? To give this knowledge. He has chosen this opportunity of destroying the adharma, establishing the dharma, and through the dharma, the people must know the Brahma. That is his purpose. That's why, but generally, in the name of the bhakti, we will just spend and continue the life until the end. We are not ready to give the ears to the words of the Lord. What a big crime! What a big crime! Not only Krishna, your Ishtadevata, any Ishtadevata, if you think about the Lord Shiva, how many teachings are there? Not only in Purana stories, but here and there is a teaching of the truth. The Upadeshasara truth is came like that only from Shiva Purana. And the Upadesham of the Sri Ramagita came like that from the Yoga Vasishta. And wherever you take, but you may not get this much consolidated, uh, comprehensive teaching of the Tattva. That's why Bhagavad Gita is very, very essential, important for every one of us. That's why we start with the Shruti Grantha and we will go to the Shruti Grantha's Upanishads. And this is Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the Saramsham of the Upanishads only. Okay, so I have explained so much now after starting the first shloka. Who is Karma Yogi? Bhagwan is going to tell him that. Who is a Karma Yogi? Who gives the priority for his spiritual inner growth is called Karma Yogi. I will tell you once again. Listen attentively. Karma Yogi is he who gives the priority for his spiritual or inner growth. Inner growth we call always as the spiritual growth. Outer growth we'll call it as the material growth. So this Karma Yogi's main priority is my spiritual growth is very important. In spite of some loss in my material growth, but still I vote for only to the inner spiritual growth. I never yield and only I never vote to the material growth alone. That it doesn't mean that we completely neglect the material growth. No, Shastra never says like that. To put in a different words, for a karma yogi who is having faith in the Lord, who is having faith in the words of the Lord, who worships the Lord, his priority is inner growth, means dharma and moksha is the priority. Okay, and artha kama are the subservient, secondary. Who is having this kind of mentality, attitude, he is called karma yogi. You decide now. Karma yogi means not that something karma doing yajnam yagam alone. Now Bhagavan is going to give you a very beautiful different definition. That's why I'm telling before going to the word to word. Now in this shloka, okay, now let us see karma phalam anashritaha. Karma phalam anashritaha. Here karma phalam means who is not expecting and waiting for the material growth. You have to take in that meaning. Not any action, any phalam. Who is not depending on the or expecting about the material growth, but he is very much working for the inner growth. So anashritaha karma phalam. He is doing karma, but he is not expecting the karma phala, particularly for material growth. Then he does the karyam karma karoti. Yah, that person, whoever is doing, given, bounden, or prescribed his duty, he do that. Karyam karma, whatever he is supposed to do, prescribed by the Shastra, that he will do. Karyam karma karoti. Yah, that person. Now here, karyam karma karoti means for us to remember, understand, Pancha Mahayajnas. Pancha Mahayajnas we have discussed in the previous chapter's time. They are prescribed by the Shastra. Generally, to note Pancha Mahayajnas means Mahayajna, don't think that is so big yajna. How many days I have to do? How much money I have to spend? How many Brahmanas I have to call? No. Not because of that it is a Mahayajna. It is a important, compulsory. That's why the Maha word here, important and compulsory. Just to remind for you, Daiva Yagnam, Pitru Yagnam, Rushi Yagnam, and Manusha Yagnam and Bhuta Yagnam. These 5 Yagnam means showing the gratitude, paying back your respect and the reverence, and remembering. These are all comes under that. Or to take in a different, to understand, remember in a different ways, this all comes under Karma Yoga. 2 important principles of the Karma Yoga, what? Ishwararpana buddhya karma kuru and prasada buddhya phalam swikuru. Karma Yoga means the right action and right attitude. Just I am reminding here because this context is very important. Why Lord is telling like that? So anashritaha karma phalam, but karyam karma karoti. Yeah, what to say, Arjuna? To speak really, he is the real sannyasi. See, he is the real sannyasi. We are all thinking generally sannyasi means who changed his dress, who changed his name, and who left the house, or who is unmarried and become a renunciate. This external sannyasa only we are really thinking sannyasa. No, actually internal renunciation is only the real sannyasa. Outer renunciation is it is a side. It is not compulsory. If internal sannyasa is not done, but external sannyasa only done, then he is a grihastha only, he is a samsari. So which is important then? Internal sannyasa. Not only that, when we said here karyam karma karoti means panchamahayagnas, I would like to remind you nitya naimityika nishkama karmas. That is the meaning. Panchamayagnas, if you say, are Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi, are Niyata Karyam Karma, prescribed duty. That means Nitya, Naimittika, Nishkama Karmas. Okay? So, but when we talk about this inner growth, generally we don't like much because inner growth is not visible, not tangible. Spiritual growth is always, inner growth is adrishtam, invisible. But the material growth, very much visible. If I do anything, if I go in a wrong way also, the benefit I am seeing immediately. I don't bother about the dharma, but I concentrate only on the ardha and kama. So who is giving the priority to the ardha and kama? He is not a karma yogi. He is a more materialistic, laukikavadi, bhoga purusha. Understand? So the outer is visible. So because of that, generally people are get attracted to it. This spiritual and inner growth and spiritual growth, it is not visible. So our attraction is generally for the outside. Any advertisement, any one for two, one buy one and get two. Yes, and of course we need the ardha, the money, and we need to have enjoyment also. But Shastra given a freedom for that also, but legitimate, not illegitimate. So all these things Shastra prescribes. Only thing we have to believe and accept and take it. But even though you are not able to see visible or tangible, this inner growth is guaranteed. When you follow the karma yoga, the inner growth is guaranteed. Bhagavan himself promised and told in the previous chapters. What he said, नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Hey Arjuna, even by following this dharma, swadharma, karma yoga, even little bit, it helps, it will release you from a great fear, or maybe. And there is no falling down in that. And there is no pratyavaya dosha, karma yoga. That's why he told in some other shloka in the previous chapters, what he said, um, सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते. Okay? Then sukha dukhe same krutva labhalabhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Even you do this big war and kill even many of them, but you won't get sin. Right? How come? Because you are making sukha dukkha equal. You are seeing the pairs of complementaries equal. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha and alabha, jaya ajaya, victory and defeat. All that you are making equal. Tato yuddhaya yujjasva. Then with that samatva, balanced state of mind, you do your this action, then you won't get any sin even by killing your grandfather or the guru. You have to understand very carefully. Okay. Otherwise, simply if you look at the outer periphery, you will get deviated. You will get misleaded. So, what Lord saying here, therefore, karma yogi is as good as the sannyasi. Karma yogi is as good as the meditator. He need not to sit again separately for meditation and struggle on the meditation seat. Okay? It doesn't mean that it is wrong to sit and close the eyes and meditate. No. Upasana yoga, we said upasana dhyanam, do. But what Lord is Bhagavan telling here, Savasanyasi and Sayogi, he is only called real yogi. Yogi means here, he only is called real meditator. And he is only called as a real renunciate, sannyasi. Not only that, Bhagavan going one step further, na niragnihi na cha atkriyaha. If you want to see the contra, what generally people think and you are thinking, if any person give up all his rituals, Agni means represents the ritual because rituals are done by only Grihastha. Yes? And sannyasi cannot do rituals, need not to do rituals. So he has given up the fire, the or the worshipping of the fire and worshipping through the fire he has given up. So giving up the Agni Kriya or the rituals or not doing any kind of other, no, my any family work is not there. So I left my family. I have no any family responsibilities. All these things are there. So either just not because not doing some person anything or some person because he has taken the sannyasa and so he renounced all the Agni Kriya karmas, even though we cannot call that person as a sannyasi or yogi, but who? Anashritah karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha naniragnirna chakriyah. We may wonder that this Dhyana Yoga and Atma-Samyama Yoga, why Bhagavan is talking about here sannyasa. And that's why, see, the first line is talking about the crux and the essence of the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means many people have the wrong notion that doing social service. People do the social service also for name and fame. And there also they will fed up many times. and they will get kicks there. They want the propaganda, news, and everything. They have lot of black money and which they cannot show to the IT department. So they have to spend in through other channels. We think that it is called Karma Yoga. No, no, not at all. Understand properly. Anashita Karma Phalam. Very beautiful, important shloka. Not only that, so he is this person, he is real yogi and real meditator. Even he is practicing, in fact, Arjuna, open eye meditation. That's why for a person who really grasps the teaching of the Shastra, for him, 24/7 meditation. But for us, what generally the people who are crazy about the meditation and meditation courses and all that, half an hour meditation and 23 and a half hours frustration. But it should be reversed. 23 and a half hours, how you led your life, how you interacted with this world, that he should reflect and more give a blissful experience feeling to you in that half an hour. Or I will tell in a reverse order also. In a half an hour of your self revision, opinion revision, nididhyasanam, if you are done correctly, that reflects in your 23 and a half hours, your day, your vyavahara interactions. If these two are not going together and my material life is different, and to make my vyavahara material life is more prosperous, then I will do meditation. Then they will call me, you are a very good manager, you are a good executive, you are doing yoga. Okay, that's why now the executive and the management, all these people are all crazy about the meditation. That means what? Through meditation, they want to build up their personality. It is like a joke, no? Sometimes somebody advertises like this. Gita for self-management. It is utterly wrong. If they study the Gita really, because they will pick up some words here and there, and they coin these words and all that Gita for management, self-management. Gita is not for self-management or personality development. That is another funny. Really speaking, Gita is meant for to personality arrangement. Gita, by teaching this higher spiritual knowledge, self-knowledge, it wants to erase and remove your personality, ego. See, where the people, worldly people are thinking, taking the spirituality or yoga and Gita, what exactly Lord means. It's a vast difference unless you study from a sampradaya guru, you cannot understand. If you don't understand, no problem, but you will misunderstand. You will misunderstand. That's why people, many are misled by these meditation, crash courses, online courses, and this and that. Okay, anyhow, let them go. And when you are not ready for listening to the words of the Lord, not showing interest for Shravanam and Mananam Nididhyasanam, then you are the loser. God won't care. Guru won't care. Shastra also won't care for you. Just go. Who cares for you? You suffer. You suffer. So people, that's why material growth, they will just run. And after I achieved this, I have to achieve that. Constant running and material growth. How long? How much? They don't know that. Finally, after done so many things, they say, I am fed up. I am become frustrated. I am become depressed. Therefore, I want to commit suicide. Wow, very good. You are so intelligent. So you done all these things all the way to commit the suicide. What a fool you are. Life is not meant for to end by committing suicide. Life is to discover the truth. Only human being can do this. That's why this opportunity, what is provided, came to us. We should not lose it. So if you are careless, if you are negligent, then you are the loser. It is a great loss for you. Upanishad says, Mahati Vinashti. So here, just today we started. Uh, Finally, I will tell one sentence and do the secret of this karma yoga and how is the open eye meditation all the time 24/7. He plans for future, but he never worry about the future. Another definition for who is a karma yogi. Karma yogi is he who never bothers about the future, but he very well plans about the future. By planning about the future, he is very efficient in the present. By worrying about the future, he is inefficient in the present. Hope that you got the meaning of it. More you will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Sishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hari Om Tat Sat